Welcome class. How are you all doing? Well, yes. Keep on learning, keep on progressing. Clear? Without learning, there is no solution of any problem. Now, let's come to the topic, children. Today, ma'am is going to discuss the same chapter that we discussed yesterday. Do you remember which chapter ma'am picked yesterday? It was lesson 5. The Graceful Disaster. It's a poem. Okay? And what is this poem about? This poem is a narration of that terrible incident that took place in Gresford coal mines. No? And today, ma'am is going to discuss its vocabulary and question answers and the exercises also. The chapter explanation and reading we have already done yesterday. So, first of all, let's uh, discuss its vocabulary. So I want you all to please keep your book with you. Okay, beta? So keep on writing the meanings of the words in your book. Write in the book. Underline the word and write its meaning. So the my first page is about the vocabulary, the word man, the word meaning. Look at my screen, children. There are few words like colliers, rat, dairy, dam, shilling, and rescue. Now let's come to the first word. The first word is colliers. Who are colliers? The colliers means coal miners. Means the people who work in coal mines are called colliers. Here, miner means the people who work in mines. So, the people working in coal mines are called colliers. Coal, do you know that? That black stone that is used for fuel? Yes. So, the people who work in coal mines, they are called colliers. It's a very common word used in so many times in this poem. Okay. Now, look at the next word. That is ragged. What is the word? Ragged. Ragged means suffered greatly. Means those who have beared the extreme pain, extreme sadness that is caused of extreme pain, extreme suffering. So that is ragged. So ragged means suffered greatly. Clear? What is the meaning of ragged? Ragged means suffered greatly. जिससे आपको बहुत ज्यादा पेन होता है, दुख होता है. You have to suffer a lot. That is ragged. Now the next word is dreary. Dreary means dull and bleak. Dull is known to everybody. It is the opposite of bright. जिसमें लाइफ होती है वो ब्राइट होता है, जिसमें लाइफ नहीं होती है वो डल होता है. Okay, now let's come to bleak. What is bleak? Bleak means where there is no hope is left, where you won't find any kind of motivation, any kind of inspiration. जिसको देखकर आपको फील नहीं होता कि आपको कुछ करना चाहिए, कुछ अच्छा होना चाहिए. That is bleak. So here, dairy word is used for mines. The mines were dairy. The dairy mines means how were the mines? They were dairy. Means there was no life. There was no comfort. Means nobody willing to work in those mines. They were this much poor in condition. So the how were the mines? The mines were dairy. means उसमें कुछ अच्छा था ही नहीं. So the wherever you feel like you don't feel like doing anything, so that is dairy. जब आपको कुछ करने में किसी काम को करने में मजा ही ना आ रहा हो, so that is dairy because that thing is dull and bleak. That could be a thing or a place or a could a person also. Clear? Now let's come to the next word, that is damned. Damned means punished. Means which is for the sake of punishment. That is damned. Here the miners The miners mean the colliers were here in the poem. This word is used that they will be damned like the sinners in hell. Means the people who will come to work in these mines, these coal mines, it is like a punishment for them. They will be punished. They will be damned. They will be damned like the sinners in hell. They will be punished like sinners in hell. So damned means punished. Clear? Now shilling. Shilling is the British coins used in until 1971, and it is equal to 12 pence. Shilling is a currency, children, used in it used to be used in United Kingdom. Okay, now try to understand it in this way. Earlier in India, we used to use annas. Anna use hota tha India mein. Okay, now we don't use, but earlier we used to anna. 1 rupee, the rupee that we use, 1 rupee is equals to 16 annas. Clear? Rupee is the present. Anna is not used in India right now. We use rupee. Okay, so 1 rupee is equals to 16 annas. Now let's come to shilling. Now in UK, pound is used. Okay, 1 pound is equals to 20 shilling. Okay, it means that shilling is a smaller unit than pound. So 1 pound is equals to 20 shilling, and 1 shilling is equals to 12 pence. It's a very very small unit, a very very small currency, you can say that. Clear? So the miners, do you remember how much the colliers were paid for one day? Only and only 9 shilling. They were working in the mines at the cost of their life. They have risked their life for working in those mines, coal mines. And what was paid to them for that dreadful work, for that dangerous work? Only and only 9 shilling. Clear? So it is a very, very meager amount, very small amount. Clear? So 1 pound is equals to how many shillings? 20 shilling. Right? Shilling is a currency used in, it used to be used in UK. Clear? Now let's come to the next word, that is rescue. Rescue means to save somebody. When you save someone, so you rescue that person. Okay, और कोई person, when you कोई person बचा लिया गया, so that person has been rescued by someone. किसी की भी life को बचाना, that is rescued. Okay, here uh, altogether 242 people died, and a part of that 3 rescue men also lost their life. So rescue men means the 3 men who have gone to save the colliers. They have also lost their life there. Okay. Now let's come to the exercises. The first exercise in this chapter is answer the questions briefly. Clear? So before I start discussing the question answers, children, I must clear you one thing, that before writing the answers, must understand the meaning of the question first. What is the question asking? Without understanding the question, you can't write the answer appropriately, because this poem is very easy. It has only narrated an incident, a terrible incident. And I don't think that there is any such thing that can puzzle you. It is in very simple order. It is framed in a very simple order. Okay, the incidents have been described in a very easy manner. So in case if you don't uh, if you get any such question that has not been done in the notebook, So by understanding the meaning of the question only, you can write it answer. Fine? Am I right? Clear. So now let's come to the first question. The Gresford disaster refers to what incident? सोच के बताइए. Gresford disaster refers to what incident? That incident which took place in Gresford Colliery that was situated in northeast Wales. And this incident took place in which year? In 1934. Fine? You know this much, so now you can very easily frame this answer. The Gresford disaster refers to the terrible mining tragedy that took place at Gresford Colliery in northeast Wales in 1934. Clear? Now let's come to the second question. How many men were killed in this disaster? See, ma'am is reading the question very slowly. Why is it so? So that me, myself, and you people would be able to understand its meaning. So, how many men were killed in this disaster? Think 242 men and boys working in that mine and 3 rescue men. Okay, so altogether it becomes 245. Now look at the answer. As many as 245 people died in the disastrous incident. 242 colliers, including men and boys, and 3 men of the rescue brigade were killed in this disaster. Now look at the third question. Explain the lines. The gas in the Danish deep section was packed there like a snow in the drift. Sorry, class. Class, whenever such questions are given to write, like explain the line or what is the significance of line, so it means that you are asked to tell the meaning of that line. You only have to write the meaning of that line, what that line is speaking out. Here the line is, the gas in the Danish deep section was packed there like a snow in the drift. In this line, the gas that was leaked out in that pit has been compared with snow. A mass of snow means the density of the gas in that pit was this much. The gas was this much packed in. It was so thick that it has been compared with a mass of snow. A mass of snow means when there is a snowfall, the snow keeps on piling, okay, on each other. So it collects on each other. So it becomes too thick, too dense. So that type of snow is compared with the methane gas that has had accumulated in that pit. So here a comparison has been made. Am I clear? So a comparison had been made. So do you remember what is this called? This thing called when the comparison is made? This is called the figure of speech. In the figure of speech, we have already discussed in one of the chapters some of the figure of speech like illustration, metaphor, simile, then personification. These all were the figure of speech we have discussed. What is figure of speech? That bring the beautification to your language. Okay, it makes your language ornamental. So here, look at the answer now. The gas in the Danish deep section was packed there like a snow in the drift. The line employ a simile to explain how a large quantity of methane gas had accumulated in a pit in the Danish shaft, and it was as tightly packed as a mass of snow built up in a pile by the movement of the wind. Means here, which figure of speech is used? Simile. What is simile? When the comparison is made between two and as or like. such words are used in between. When metaphor is just opposite to it. Metaphor is also a figure of speech in which the comparison is made between two. But there, like and as, such words are not used. Clear? Now here it is written. The gas in the Danish deep section means the gas, the methane gas that was present in Danish deep section. It was packed like it was this much thick. It has filled that pit in such a manner that like a snow in the drift. Okay, as the snow is piled in drift. Okay, so this is the third answer. Now let's come to the fourth one. Why did the colliery manager destroy the records? Now you just think logically why they have destroyed the records. So they must have destroyed the record just to hide their wrongdoings or save them from any kind of criminal investigation, right? So the same thing happened here. The colliery manager had the records destroyed, had destroyed the records to cover up. Cover up means to hide, to cover up his wrongdoing and the criminal negligence of the management prompted by the greed for profit. Miss criminal negligence means whatever punishable, illegal work they have done for the sake of greed only, just to get a little extra profit, just to hide all those things. The first thing, their wrongdoings, and the second thing is their criminal negligence. To hide these two things, they have destroyed all records, all reports. Clear? Now, the next question is what does the line they died for 9 shillings a day mean? Very easy. As I told you, how much is 1 shilling? 1 shilling is the 1/20th part of a pond. And here they are paid. The colliers are paid only 9 shillings. Okay, so what does the line this mean? So the line means that the colliery miners work for a wage as meager as 9 shillings a day, which was less than half a pound. They lost their lives working in dangerous conditions for a very small amount of money. Fine. The conditions of the mines were not at all worthy to work there just for 9 shillings. But as the miners were working there, the colliers were working there, and they have lost their life. So that's why this line has been spoken. It was not at all supportable to say that, favorable to say that 9 shillings were paid to those colliers who have risked their life to work there. It was a very meager amount. Now, what next question? Look at the next question. What do the owners' actions after the disaster suggest? Owners. Who are the owners? The management, the managers. Okay, who own that management? The managers who own that management. So look at the answer. The owners sent. First, before I read the answer, just think that what was their action when they came to know about this incident, this disastrous incident. What have they done? They have only sent few lilies to the Collier's family who have lost their members in this incident. So, do you think sending the white lilies only was justified? It was enough to do for those families? No. What does it show? It shows the insensitivity of those people. They were not at all regretful for their deed. They were not at all shameful for their deed. They were just doing a formality. They were doing a show off. Those people were not at all sensible towards this. They were insensible. Clear? Now, our ma'am is going to read the answer. The owner sent some white lilies as a gesture, almost as if to pay for the lives of the dead colliers. The act suggests that they were insensitive to suffering of the colliers' families and showed little sense of regret and remorse. Remorse means the sadness. The remorse after they died in the tragedy. Okay, the condolence. Clear? After they died in the tragedy. Now let's come to the next question, children. It is next exercise. Exercise B. Read the sentences and answer the following questions. It is extract based. Few lines of from the poem has been given. The Lord Mayor of London's collecting to help both the children and wife. The owners have sent some white lilies to pay for the collier's life. Now, look at the first question. What was the Lord Mayor of London collecting? Now just think logically, children. As the Collier's family have lost their men and boys who were working in the mines. Why they were working in the mines? For their basic needs. What are our basic needs? Food, shelter, and cloth. Okay? The families were living somewhere, means they already had the shelter, or whether you can say that at the topmost we keep our clothing and food. After that the shelter comes. Now use your logic and think, what was the Lord Mayor of London collecting? If it is said that the Lord Mayor of London is collecting to help both the children and wife, so just think that what he was collecting must be food or cloth or money. Am I right? So the answer is the Lord Mayor of London was collecting money and probably cloth. Because food is hard to store, na? That can be spoiled. So whether the people give money as a donation, as a charity, or the cloth. So the Lord Mayor of London was collecting money and probably cloths. Our second question is, for what purpose was the Lord Mayor of London collecting? I'm sure this answer is known to everyone. For what purpose was the Lord Mayor of London collecting? The collection was being made to help the families of the colliers who lost their lives in the Gresford disaster. Okay? And in the next line it is written that it is a comment. Comment means sarcasm. It is a comment on the fact that the owners took no responsibility. As the owners have not taken any responsibility, that's why the mayor of the London has come forward to help the families, the colliers' families. Okay, so this line tells that the Lord Mayor of London, was collecting those things for the families the colliers' families who have lost their life in Gresford disaster. Okay, now look at the next one. To whom does the word owners refers to? Just think, सोच के देखो. Owners means, who are they talking about? Who were the owners? Here in this poem, the Gresford disasters, who are the owners? The managers, the management of that colliery. They are the owners. So, the word owners refers to the private management of colliery, the company that they own it. Okay? That company, the people, the management who own these mines. They are talking about them. So this owner word refers to that private management of the colliery. Our last question is, What is the significance of line? Now again significance, a new word has been used in the question. What does it mean? Again they are asking you to tell the meaning of the line. To pay for the poor colliery's life. Now you have to explain, you have to tell the meaning of this line. To pay for the poor colliery's life. So this is a bitter sarcasm. Sarcasm, as I told you, is comment. There is a bitter sarcasm in the lines as the poet mentions how the greedy, selfish, and insensitive owners of the colliery did nothing to help the families of the colliers who died for their negligence. Instead, they have sent a bunch of white lilies as tribute. The flowers can hardly be a compensation for the loss suffered by the families, especially when no justice could be done as the fireman's report had been destroyed by the manager. Now, here are few things, children, to discuss on. The line is to pay for the poor collier's life. Means what was done for the families who have lost their members in this incident. From the owner side, the management side, they have only sent some white lilies. So they have not taken any responsibilities. They have not done anything for those families. Now let's come to the Lord of the that mayor of that London. The mayor of the London was also not able to take the justice in the favor of those families. Why? Because all the records and the reports were already destroyed by the management, where the people have made the complaint for the poor condition of the mines, where everything was in written, that were the proofs. So all those reports have already been destroyed. So now legally also the government was not in condition to take any action or force the management to do something needful for the collier's family. So that's the thing has been said in the line, to pay for the poor colliery's family. Means उन families को क्या दिया गया उसके return में? Nothing. They got only the help made by the mayor, whatever collection he has made. Clear? That were all the two exercises. Here I just want to discuss the critical appreciation also. Children, that is the last part. This we are not going to do in notebook. Okay, it's just for oral discussion. The first question is, a ballad is a poem or a song that narrates a story stanzas. Do you think this poem is a ballad? Give reasons for your answer. Here it is said that what is ballad? Ballad is a poem or a song that narrates a story or stanza. So this poem that you have read right now, the Gresford disaster, is it narrating any story, any incident, any event? Yes. This poem narrates the tragic incident of how a large number of colliers lost their life in Gresford disaster. Okay, so it is a ballad, and a part of that it is expressing the sorrow, huh, the loss the people have made in that incident. Okay, so overall, this poem is a ballad. Okay, now next is, the tone of the poem reflects the poet's attitude towards the subject or the audience. What kind of tone do you think this poem has? This poem has a variety of tones, children. You can say that. If we look at some of the lines, ma'am want to pick that uh, in the beginning, where the poet speaks of the terrible price paid by the colliers to satisfy the greed of the owners. Here, the tone is anguish and uh, what we can say that here the tone sounds like the tone of the poet sounds like anguish and uh, condemnation, means a crime has been made, like, okay, same as The poet's tone becomes sarcastic when he refers to the meager wages paid to the colliers and how they died for the paltry sum amount, with a very small amount, and how the owners shrink off all the responsibilities. They only send a few white lilies to the collier's family. After that, at one place, the tone of pathos is struck when the poet voices the pain of the dead colliers. When they bids farewell to their families, their wives and children, and their old comrades, and warn them not to send their sons down the dark, deadly pit to be damned like sinners in hell. So here a variety of tone is used by the poet. Now let's third one is the poet uses irony or the sarcasm to drive home his message. Give examples from the poem to show the poet's use of irony and sarcasm. So for the example, for the irony we can take the line where the shot firer Tomlinson's have been mentioned. It is written that the Tomlinson's words to the shot firer came true a fortnight later, thus indicating that his words of caution went unheeded. Okay, and for the sarcasm, you can pick the line where the comment has been made. If they died for 9 shillings a day, or the owner sent some white lilies as condolence. So here a sarcasm has been expressed by the poet. Fine. So this is all about the chapter, children. We have discussed the vocabulary, question answer, and everything. Now it's your part to learn the word meanings and question answers. Clear? And that is your homework for today. That's all for today's class, children. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.